Let's bring in Good Days, Dan Bowens and Mike Woods. You guys have a closer look. What's going on?
Yeah, Rosanna and Kurt, we absolutely do. We actually have some new information about those tornadoes that you're talking about, some of the death tolls that we're looking at out there. First, though, we want to take a look hour by hour of how this happened. Mike, we know that the storm initially predicted to make landfall in Tampa, but it did it just south of that. How did this happen?
It wasn't too far to the south, about 20 to 30 miles to the south of the opening of Tampa Bay. And with that position, we had the winds actually, at least for Tampa Bay, going offshore, but down to the south, which was part of the forecast track for it toward the end. Here's the radar of the last 12 hours from what happened with Hurricane Milton as it came on shore. Keep in mind, it was a Category 5 storm early in the morning for you on Wednesday, then weakened to a Category 2 before making landfall, again, just to the south of Tampa.
And as that Cat 3, when it made landfall, Cat 3 at landfall, right. What are the wind speeds that we're talking about when that happens?
So that was wind speeds at around 120 miles per hour, sustained wind coming through. Storm surge, we're still getting verification as to what sort of surge had come through, but it was just a little bit further to the south. But the storm surge heights probably in the neighborhood of 6 to 12 feet was coming through. Had that been in Tampa Bay, it would have been a lot more devastating with that particular system. But it rolled to the east, came across the entire peninsula, and finally made its way offshore on the east coast early this morning.
So just south of Tampa, that heavily populated metro area, of course.
Right.
And you do have some live images, I know, of where we do have confirmed reports of tornadoes. Can we take a look at that? I think you have some of those images here.
Yeah, because there were several tornadoes. Now, keep in mind that with landfalling tropical systems, there are oftentimes tornadoes that come through here. And the tornadoes, look at all these tornado reports that we have for you here this morning. I mean, these are just the ones that have been picked up and confirmed tornado reports. And there are dozens and dozens of them. There were more than 150 tornado warnings, which means they're not necessarily confirmed, just radar indicated.
And I just got some information. Tornado deaths confirmed St. Lucie County, which is actually on the eastern side of the state, which is interesting because the storm makes landfall on the Gulf side. And then these deaths from these tornadoes are on the Atlantic side. Right.
Exactly. And that's because we had a cold front approaching to the north, and we had the area of low pressure, the storm, approaching from the south and west, and we had a lot of rotation within the thunderstorms. There was a lot of rotation with the thunderstorms that were coming in more on the east side. This started happening around 8 to 9 o'clock in the morning, continued through the afternoon into the evening. That's why we have so many reports of tornadoes, not just warnings, but actual reports of tornadoes and water spouts and things of that sort kept coming on through, all sorts of damage, and still the damage is being, assessed right now since the sun is up.
You're right, and we do have some of these brand new images that we just got into our newsroom this morning. This is some of this tornado activity that we saw, and of course, these are the larger images, and this is actually also on the eastern side of Florida, and I think we have some new images as well of a crane collapse, and this was in the St. Petersburg area. Yeah, you can see the crane on top of the building. This is the before shot, and then a few seconds later, you can see it. If you look closer on the bottom of your screen, that's the after shot. I know you said 90-mile-per-hour sustained winds
at the surface.
But if you're higher up, like where these cranes are,
you go up, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 stories, the wind speeds can go up 10 to 20 miles per hour, so that can get a hold of those cranes, whip it around. I mean, we've had crane collapses here in the city. The same sort of thing can happen down there. They, try to secure those cranes as much as possible when they have these storms coming in. But when you have wind speeds like that, the cranes are still there, and they are still susceptible to, the hurricane force winds. So that's why we had the crane collapses. There's some incredible video out there that you're going to see as time goes on, and that's only adds to the potential danger of these storms. It can pick up all sorts of projectiles, any kind of debris on the streets or anything that's on the streets. It can pick it up at a wind speeds around 100 to 110, 120 miles per hour. That'll definitely do that.
And that's a palm tree that actually fell in the area as well, not the crane that collapsed. And that crane, when it did fall, it fell on the Tampa Bay Times. Just got that information. The Tampa Bay Times building, the paper of record down there. Kurt and Rosanna, as the sun comes up, as we start to get a clearer picture, We're taking a look at how it happened, but as we really start to understand the devastation, I think you're going to see a lot more of what we've already been seeing this morning.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys are right, and it's sad because not only will we get to see more damage and people will be able to assess it, we'll start getting numbers as far as injuries, death tolls,
Right.
those kinds of things that you don't know until you go to look for someone and you don't find them.
And
So
there's a lot of power outages out there, millions without power,
Millions.
so they
3
can't
million,
even
they said.
communicate at this point in time.
yeah, exactly.